Welcome, everybody, to another exciting edition of Steelers Dynasty podcast. A little bit of new music, so we probably don't get a copyright. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I'll go back into the drawing board if we do. But the sirens are going off. I did another YouTube banner trying to do some different things here. We got a new logo that's yellow, not green like people at my house told me it was, and I wasn't colorblind. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm still excited over the, beating the Ravens. And if people don't give us respect, we'll just beat the respect out of them. But before we get to talking about some Steelers football, I got to bring in the host of West Virginia football. Last night he had over 200 views. Give it up for him. And he said he sometimes he doesn't think he likes doing it, but he got 200 views talking West Virginia football. He's also the host of Mountain Deer, West Virginia Mafia, and he's also my co-host, the jack of all trades and a master of everything, special field correspondent, Shane Stodmiller. Shane, how you doing?
Bubba, it's like 290. I had to look because I was like, no way, that's right. And I looked.
No, well, this morning it was 200 when I went to work because I clicked on and listened to you, and you were by yourself, and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to do that. And then
because it's easy on this show because we have history and we can talk about bullshit and the Steelers are doing good. But when the Mountaineers are looking like shit, and I've season tickets, and can't even drag my ass to a game because I'm so disgusted. It's hard to put on a show. So thank you, Bob. I appreciate it.
No, I mean, you did great. You're by yourself?
Yeah, but I'm solo now. Joe.
Well, there you go, people. So, hey, man, like Mark, and you might as well do it yourself.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
So I changed my setup. You changed the music, and I changed my setup. I have screens.
Wow, man, you look like you're at like a military installment. Like you got monitors everywhere, and stuff like that. And then you actually got a hold of me today, guys. Shane actually got a hold of me about a bar in his area. It's a Steeler bar. I like the food that was on the menu, Shane. I did like that.
Tell you what the places are just to give them a shout out because they're Steelers. The one actually is a Steelers bar. And it's between Newcastle and Butler. It has a Newcastle address. It's right off 422. It's called Steel City Bar and Grill. And
that's a good name. That's a good name.
Looks like a sports bar inside. It's really pretty on the outside. It's brick. They always have a lot of folks there. Stop by. I've never been there, but it looks fantastic. Now, the place that I want to try to maybe have a watch party at is called the Steel Mill. And boy, does it look cool. It's like it's an old building that they have this bar in a college town. Really has that sports bar.
Boy, that would get rowdy.
Yeah, it has like a real like a nostalgic bar feel. The other place looks more like a contemporary bar. Looks like it has craft beers and like really cool appetizers. And
And ladies and gentlemen, like if you're listening and you live in the area of Western Pennsylvania like me and Shane do, we would go to your place. And I don't know how we'll do it, but we would do it. And we would do a live stream during a game. We'll get our laptops and have a camera set up, and me and Shane will be sitting beside each other, trying to get some people in and do some interviews and get crazy. And we would do that. And we actually are still sponsored by Mucky Duck Mustard when we go on tour.
Just barbecue sauce. It was really good. But Bubba, here's another thing that's crazy.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to bring this up, but have you seen the video of that Pittsburgh Steelers bar in Rome, Italy?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they're praying. They got the Pope in the corner.
Yeah.
He's praying. And look, it's worldwide. Like I said to somebody today, because they said something. I'm going to tell you something, people. I'll give you a little bit of Steeler history, because some of these people in my daytime, they have no idea what it is to engulf into Steeler history. Now, like in the 80s when everybody took off and left, Okay. They went to other places all over the United States. And I said, hey, man, there's a Steeler bar everywhere, probably 10 Steeler bars in every state across the United States, because people at that time do the economics, steel mills closing. They moved. So there's huge bars everywhere because we were talking about the game tomorrow on Amazon Prime. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the Pittsburgh area, it will be on Channel 11 WPXI. Okay, I don't know if you guys knew that. Now, everybody also have Amazon because we have a lot of people worldwide. But in our area, you can watch it on Channel 11. Yeah. I don't know if you guys knew that. I just seen that before I came on because I was actually looking up for some Steelers stuff.
I'm going to be watching it because the way I set my TV, I can actually kind of see my TV now.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for tomorrow. Like, I think we're going to kick their, I can swear now because it's 6 minutes in. We're going to kick their fucking ass because even though we had a couple days off, and we're going to go back to the Ravens game, a little bit. And I want to give a big shout out to Mark and Steelers Nation Australia for going into the Roundtree. And I didn't see any Ravens fans jumping in the comment section because I was in there. I was at the gym commenting, and they weren't taking my comments because you have to pay for every comment. But Mark told him how it was, and then you got the one guy from Cincinnati. He's like, "Oh, we got the number one quarterback. We got Jamar Chase, the receiver. We're gonna have the guy leading in sacks. Who gives a fuck? You got to have wins. Who cares if you're leading all that?" And that's what Mark was trying to tell him, and they weren't grasping that. They just weren't grasping that.
In the rings. You could have all the stats. I've seen, remember, there was a game, Bubba, you brought it up a few weeks ago, where the Steelers outrushed, that had more sacks.
I was at that game. I was at the game when we lost to the Texans. We had almost 400 yards total offense. Tommy Maddox threw 3 interceptions for picks. I mean, and I don't want to hear these people, getting to where we're not getting any acknowledgement. Now we're getting some respect. Mm-hmm. But that guy, that Ravens guy, I'm like, dude, we still beat you. And like Mark was telling him, it's in the score. Who cares what happens on the field? It's the outcome on the scoreboard. Like anybody that's sitting back listening to this show, if their kids were playing high school fucking championship football game and they won the championship 7-6 and they won by 1 point, well, goddamn, they won a championship.
That's right. That's exactly right. Now, Bubba, with that place in Rome, I was thinking we should try to link up with them and get someone to talk to us from Rome because
I tried to get the guy from Napoleon. The guy, I didn't tell you this. The guy from Napoleon Dynamite. The guy,
I love him.
He's very knowledgeable in football. He was on TikTok Live, and I got in because I told him about Russell Wilson being the comeback player of the year, and he goes, "Well, Russell Wilson had a good year last year. He can't be the comeback player of the year." I was like, "Well, he can be if they takes the Steelers to the playoffs. That's a comeback year because last year he wasn't in the playoffs." That's how I was looking at it. Right. But he was very knowledgeable in football. And I asked him, I'm like, "Hey, do you do podcasts?" He's like, "Well, DM me." And I did, but no response. So he's very scholarly in football. But look, anybody that wants to come on, Steeler fan or a Steeler celebrity or anybody, we will take you guys on this show. Kenny from Freight Train to Mark from Steelers Nation Australia to Gene at halftime. Hey, we are an open invitation to people. All you got to do is give me your email. That includes you, Burns, if you ever want to come on. But I'm 2 games away, Burns, because I see you're in the chat room.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. I mean, we did have, I did have some footage, and I don't know if I can still pull it up.
Uh-huh.
Thank God, that workout that they're putting the offensive line through for the Steelers is something else. Let me see if I can pull that up.
Okay. I'm getting everybody's comment. Devil, thanks for tuning in. Tom, Mark, God bless you, Mark. You held fast. I think you could have tore him up some more. You were being nice. He was. I think he could have just tore him up.
Yeah, he's polite at times.
Yeah, he's very kind. Hi, Dawn. And Devil says there's a Steeler bar in San Pedro.
Oh yeah, I have it right here, guys. Maybe I can pull.
Okay.
I'll try to do it without sound. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share this. This is crazy, guys. It shows like how man, I just have to think that this is probably what special forces use to train when they work out in sand and stuff. So Bubba, if you can pull it up.
Yep, I will. There it is.
Ready?
I'm ready. Is that the Cleveland or Baltimore?
So
that looked like somebody I know. And it wasn't me, Burns, so don't even say it.
That was an offensive lineman for the Cleveland Browns working out in the offseason on Lake Erie.
Oh, my God, that's funny.
Yep.
Ooh, you see that? We're going to be all over this podcast tonight, going from Ravens talk to getting ready for tomorrow night because this is a short week. 1-7. See, I didn't know that, but I don't like playing Thursday nights. I don't like it because we've had a lot of losses, big losses in my illustrious memory career. I remember one time the Cincinnati beat us bad on a Thursday night.
Yeah. And there's the Steelers.
Oh, I didn't know that, Burns.
Cool. I remember being in Qatar and different bases in Iraq, and then flying in Afghanistan, and you always see like Steelers tags, like someone like go Steelers, or a terrible towel or something.
Well, let me ask you: when you were in the service and you guys watched it, was it a whole bunch of you guys that were Steelers that could actually sit around a TV when you had an opportunity to?
Some guys could, some of the guys that didn't, like I worked like 14 hours a day, didn't have any days off, but some guys had shift work. And they could go do that stuff. I did watch one game in 2005 when Steelers went to the Super Bowl. And that was the game where it was snowing and the bus was running like
Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears.
I was there.
One game that I actually got to watch the whole game. And I remember coming back from somewhere and I like literally was just, like it felt like I'd I'd taken a shower bath in probably 4 days. And I sat and watched the game in my own filth, because I was just so caught up in it. I kept saying, I'm going to go get cleaned up. And then I watched it and I fell asleep. And
that was a great game, man, because he bulldozed Urlacher. And I have that picture right here on the wall, over here in my Steeler wall that goes the way around. Urlacher, like gum in his shoes.
I came back, I've landed in Pittsburgh. I landed in Pittsburgh either the day before or the morning before the Super Bowl. So my dad and my wife picked me up at the airport. Got to watch the Super Bowl my first day back from Iraq. So that was pretty
Well, that was the Seattle. I was up over the hill at Drillers, and we had a big, huge Super Bowl party. And when we won, I was passing out fucking bottles of champagne. I mean, we had cases and cases of champagne. We were popping it. I was drinking it. And dude, I think I passed out at 12. I don't even know, man, because I know I bought the next day. I bought all newspapers like I usually do. But it was
parties.
Good times.
You're not usually allowed to have beer, in theater.
Wow.
But they gave a 2-beer limit. They had beer brought in for the Super Bowl party.
2-beer limit. That's everybody I know would not pass that at all.
Flying out the week of, I start flying out 4 days before the Super Bowl. So yeah.
Well, Afton, thanks for coming aboard here. I don't know, 5 likes. What's that mean? We only got 5 likes? Hey, it's 5 likes we don't have, I guess. We have 256 subscribers, though. We're getting close. And Burns, I know we can't win 7-6 every week, Burns. I understand that. But you know what? A win is a win. It doesn't have to be pretty.
Burns, I don't understand that. Yeah, you can win 7-2-6 every week, but people are going to have a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, and then it'd be and they were talking in that Steelers Roundtree about the Steelers offense. Look, who cares? Okay, now the time of possession against the Ravens was almost 37 minutes.
You're
I
gonna
can't
win.
help it that Justin Tucker can't kick fucking field goals. That ain't my fault. You know? Jamie, what's up? So, I mean, it is what it is. Like, and everybody picked, the Ravens, probably national media, except for us diehards, which is me. I'm one of them. Mark and a lot of guys in the chat and girls that picked the Steelers Sunday. They outplayed them. They were more physical, and it was the tempo of, when Herbig got that fumble off of Derrick Henry. I mean, that was the turning point, and we never looked back. It's not like we were coming back from behind. You know what I mean, Shane?
Yeah, it seemed like the Steelers were just spinning their wheels, and then that interception. And I love Ben's take. He's like, Mount Washington didn't go for it. He didn't jump.
So yeah, if he would have jumped, that would have been a touchdown.
It took the onus off of Russell Wilson and put it on,
right.
He didn't jump.
Now, did you see that stat right there? Ooh, 1-8 away at home on Thursday nights. The Browns are 8-2, but realistically, and we'll talk about this later on and keep talking about it during the show. The Browns are on life support. I believe when the Steelers win tomorrow, Kevin Stefanski, Pansy, whatever his name is, will be fired by Cleveland. I believe that because that'll be the straw that broke the camel's back. Because the minority owner of the Steelers, who's now the owner of the Cleveland Browns, probably hates it when Pittsburgh beats them, and he's probably just going to go. And you're already out of the playoffs anyway, and they're just that bad.
Shares in order to kind of get ownership of the Browns. I think he did.
Right. Hey, 99. Let me get some more comments in. Everybody, thanks for coming on tonight. Yep, Devil. Hey, Burns, get that $100 ready. Burns is a negative. Burns is negative about anything. Burns would be negative if he had an ice cream cone that was filled this high, and had two girls on his laps. He'd be negative about that.
But it would be funny because he'd say something like, "I wish I had more hands" or something.
Yeah. Burns, anytime you want to come on. You're more than welcome. Yeah, but I agree with you. And our red zone offense in the last two games has not produced. But Afton, if it produces one touchdown score, the dynamics of the game, I mean, we're going to be averaging like 20-some points anyway, just with one touchdown. And that means that we can we're at the 45 of their 45, that means Boswell can kick a field goal. So at least we're getting points out of it. If we can't drive, we're going to get points. And really, but I like to get some touchdowns too. I totally agree.
Marty Ball. That's right.
Is that what Burns said?
Yeah, Marty Ball.
Yeah, he could be a coach of the year that's out of a job. And
I don't understand that. How can
That's true. That's true.
The Browns did beat the Ravens. So,
but that was earlier in the season when they had, I think, a lot to shoot for. I think Pittsburgh right now is dialed in. I think Pittsburgh is dialed in. It's just not because I'm the typical Yinzer, which I am when it comes to these guys. I just think the defense on a whole played great. Look, they didn't have Derrick Henry run all over him. Lamar Jackson didn't beat him with his feet. He didn't beat him with his arm. The receivers weren't catching some balls. I think they were scared over the middle. That one, I think Flowers, it bounced off his chest. I think that one, so he was looking before he actually caught it. So, I mean, shit like that can happen. So
I want to ask you, Bubba, do you think this Browns team is dangerous? Do you think it's going to be a walk in the park, or do you think?
Let's just put it this way. Let's just say in the first quarter and a half, because if Pittsburgh gets the ball tomorrow and goes down and scores, and say they score maybe 10 to 13 points on Cleveland, by the second quarter, not many Cleveland Browns players are going to play. They're already going to be checking out. Now, Myles Garrett, I know, talked some shit about TJ Watt. Myles Garrett is not a defensive player of the year for me. He shouldn't have won it last year, but right now, and it seems like defensive players of the year don't have to do that much anymore to get the award. That's just my opinion.
No, he should have won it last year for sure. There's no.
Burns, I've seen a lot of AFC. We watched the Burns. You know what I mean? But hey, nowadays sometimes maybe Marty Ball can keep Marty Ball Sunday kept the Ravens defense out there and kept our defense on the sidelines rested up. 37 minutes of taking the ball and having it, Burns, is good. I will take that. Now, it's a shame that we can't score in the red zone. We just have to work on that. That's all. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. I mean, it burned in a day, but, you know. Yes.
This kneecap thing. I have a picture of Campbell.
And also, we used to beat the shit out of Cleveland all the time, except for that one year where they swept by us in the playoffs. And, I mean, every squirrel can find a nut. But I don't think they're finding a nut tomorrow. And the Ravens are licking their wounds, and I think the Ravens are going to lose to the Chargers Monday night, which is good for us. And then we can be 3 games up. So I'm okay with that performance Sunday. And if you're a Steeler fan and not okay with that, you still have issues because we beat the Ravens, and that's what counts. What do you got here?
I thought this was funny. You know, Burns said kneecap Campbell, and I said
Where'd you get that soup can at? Did you make that up?
That is kneecap. That's Dan Campbell, Detroit versus everybody eating kneecaps. So that's soup.
Oh, is that real soup? Do they actually do that, or?
They don't have real kneecap soup. I think like ham hock.
Well, and people were talking about I know I'm getting far ahead, but they aren't talking about a Steeler Lions Super Bowl. I mean, that'd be blue collar, and that'd be something. But let's not. I don't want to pull the cart before the horse. I just want to take one game at a time through the gauntlet. But we don't have any music like Mark does. Hey, that was pretty good last night, man.
Oh wait. I know the gauntlet we'll play. Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ready? We'll present it here.
Okay.
I'm not as quick as Mark is, but
Mark's good though.
Fun. Ready?
Okay, here we go. That's a gauntlet, all right. That's a gauntlet, all right. That's funny. That is funny. Oh, I didn't know that one, Dawn. 0 rushing touchdowns. Okay. Well, Burns, anybody can be beaten. He can be great in a regular season. I mean, they were so close last year. Hey, Burns, that team in the 80s, I mean, everybody was beating the Steelers in the 80s, Burns. I mean, Cleveland and Cincinnati has the greatest victories over us in the 1988 season, but we did go to the playoffs that year off of the back of Merrill Hodge and Gary Anderson, Burns. So I don't think the Steelers could best the Lions. I don't know, 99. We'd have to see. We'd have to see. That's all. You know, can maybe Jared Goff could be killed between Highsmith and Watt. We don't know yet. We got to get there first. You know? And realistically, I mean, we didn't have too many injuries Sunday. Now, Keanu Benton is not – he'll be playing tomorrow night. Shane's going in and out. I don't know what their weakness is either because I don't watch enough Detroit to know 99. They could be beat. Anybody could be beat. Yeah, and that's because he just loved playing against any team from Ohio because he just lit them up because they didn't draft him. Well, if they shoot Bernie Kosar up tomorrow, Burns, we're definitely going to crush him. I believe, and I was listening to the Roundtree that one guy who's the Cleveland Brown guy, it said that Chubbs wasn't running as good as he thought. You know, and this is Chubbs' game against the Steelers because he got hurt when he tore his knee against the Steelers. So it'll be his revenge game, and I think our defense is better than the last time we played them. So, I mean, that's huge. I just think that, since they don't have, Cooper and, I just think tomorrow night Pittsburgh plays their game and they're going to be out in Cleveland. How's the weather going to be tomorrow, Shane? Do you know?
Shit, it's going to be snowy and shitty.
Well, that's good for us. It's good for them too, but I think we'll stop them.
That time.
And hopefully Myles Garrett has hopefully Broderick Jones steps up, because I believe Broderick will be playing against Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Devil says
so
Ben takes shots. I'd take shots on Cleveland too. I don't like anything from Ohio except the NFL Hall of Fame and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't like anything from Ohio. That's it. I mean, I don't.
Their dealerships are open on Sunday. That's about the only thing I can say positive.
Oh, well, that's because their football team sucks, and
But tomorrow night, Bubba. So what time are we gonna go live?
I'm gonna say about 7:30 to get some pregame in before the kickoff at 8. I think it's 8:00. I think, I don't know, maybe 10 after. It's gonna be a long game for me because I got to work Friday. Okay, I hope it's Devil. I hope it is Moore versus Garrett, because Moore had a great game of him on Ben's last game, and I know I say that all the time. Probably his greatest game, and Garrett last week didn't get anything. No tackles, no nothing. Mm-hmm. Well, listen to this one. Now he's being a smart ass with this one.
Hey, I have something I need to ask the chat. Okay, this is something. Okay. One, because can you charge, like Samsung and phones, you can charge by sitting on a pad, right? The one of those pads. Can you do that with an iPhone?
That I don't know.
And chat, make me smart on that.
Does anybody know that answer?
Afton probably does.
And also too, the Browns got shellacked by the Saints.
Yeah, they did.
So I mean, that Hill dude from the Saints had a 200-yard game against Cleveland. So they didn't even. But also too, Jameson Winston had almost 400 yards passing, and they got 14 points.
Here's the thing, Bubba. I throw the records out the window.
We're not going there, Burns.
Because tomorrow night, it's
a division game. I know.
And it's the Browns. It's the Browns' best shot of a Super Bowl. That's what they're going to have a target on. It's going to be a close game. So,
but I just think in a quarter and a half, or maybe the first half, if the Pittsburgh Steelers are ahead, they're going to keep pounding the ball and they're going to do what they do, because the Steelers are a second half team. And realistically, then people's like, oh, we haven't played anybody. We have actually played 5 teams in our schedule that have winning records this year. Mm-hmm. So if people say we haven't played anybody, they're full of shit, because we have. Like the Chargers are looking maybe for a wild card. Denver's maybe looking for a wild card. Atlanta is up and down and it was playing good. We beat the Commanders. We beat the Ravens, and we're still not getting any respect. Well, so it doesn't really matter. So we just lace up the shoes, tie the fucking shoulder pads, and just chin strap it in and do whatever. That's how I feel. Okay, hold on. I don't do. Her kid does. He has a wireless charger.
The wireless charger would work, but
you have a wireless charger?
What happened is my son was upset because I threw his. He has a cord for his iPhone. Uh-huh. One family has an iPhone. It was frayed, so I up and I threw it out. And he's mad. I'm like, you can't use unless I tape it up. So after the show, I'm gonna just tape it up, hook them up. But
electrical tape.
Yeah, electrical tape it up. Hey, Kelly.
Yes, they are. There are.
Oh, Kelly's area is supposed to get like a foot.
Really?
Down in that area of West Virginia in the big mountains.
But yeah, Buffalo does.
53 and 3 Steelers run for 500 yards.
Well, I hope so, Burns. That'll be great. Then I'm one game closer.
That's not even a Tecmo Bowl score.
Come on, Burns. I can't wait till people see you live in color. Yeah, I agree. I played one game in the mud. Actually, I was at the gym today and I ran into Doug Pickard, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, Pickard beat my ass when he played for Blairsville, And he said he did something to his foot. He was walking to watch a football game, and he hit a rock or something and tore something in his foot, like just walking. And I'm like, you know what? I tripped over my wife's cell phone cord the other day and fucking thought I broke my fucking chipped my elbow. You know what I mean? Us big guys are not supposed to fall. You know?
Well, at least you didn't have to go see the chiropractor because you left the stinker.
Yeah, well, that last time I went to the chiropractor when I fell at my parents' house, I had a blood on my there was no skin on my back when he adjusted me. Hi, so Kelly. How are you?
Kelly's saying 9 to 18 inches where he lives.
Holy heck.
Yeah, they get snow up there, bub.
Wow.
Some of those mountaintops are 3,500 feet, almost.
Wow, that's crazy.
Feet. Yeah.
Well, you got to get Kelly, get your milk and bread and toilet paper. Steelers just go to work and don't care what anyone says. I agree. I agree, Tom. I don't care. She asked, is his phone older?
Yeah, it's a year and a half old. It doesn't have the new charger, so I'll get it.
I'm sorry. You said 18 months. I'm sorry. I'm behind.
I just feel bad.
Well, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, Pickard is a monster. He said before COVID he was benching like close to 500 pounds. I'm like, holy shit.
52, 51?
No, Doug would be my age. I'm 53, so he's 53. And then we were talking about Scott Galinsky from Homer City because we both played against him. And Doug said, I had a bad game against Scott. And I said, I did too. He beat me because I played tackle in high school. And then he said that Galinsky passed away about 3 months ago. And I was like, oh, shit. So that sucks. Wow, I'm not worried. That's very interesting stat.
Yeah, but I'll throw a stat out. The Mountaineers were 6-0 against the Baylor Bears, which they played. And guess what? Mountaineers lost. So that went out the window. So that we've never lost, or we're 0-5. Throw that shit out the window.
The thing is, guys, if we score in the red zone against Cleveland because we didn't score in the red zone against the Ravens, that'll say a lot. I mean, we're going into the red zone. We're making a lot of trips in the last 2 games into the red zone, but I believe we are maybe 0-6, maybe 0-7. Now, all we got to do, and let me ask you, Shane, do you think that they'll bring in close to the red zone, close to the goal line, the Justin Fields package?
I don't know, but I hope the hell they do, because that just, they're not getting it done in the red zone. You have to change something. You have to do something different. I mean, was it the Ravens? Was their defense just so fantastic that they couldn't make anything happen? I don't know. We'll see.
Well, if Darnell Washington would have even attempted to put his hand up, that it could have been a touchdown. They're playing tomorrow night, Burns. Mm-hmm. East Mahoning don't have that much snow.
He's saying that the snowplow drivers in East Mahoning suck, so that's what he's referring to.
That would be a West Virginia question for you, Shane.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever lost, and they might lose this weekend. So, the Mountaineers are now they're playing a 4-6 team at home, and they're an underdog. So that's
wait. They're a 4-6. They're playing a 4-6 team, and they're the underdog.
Yeah, they're playing a 4-6 team at home, and they're an underdog. That's really saying that
that's saying a lot.
Saying a lot, yeah. So it's not good, even though they're like 5-5. But
I bet you they're working on that yesterday and today. Maybe a little bit today in practice. Because today in practice, like Cam Hayward, Larry Obajobi didn't practice because veteran rest for tomorrow. That's the only reason why. I think Najee was resting yesterday or whatever. Everybody's going to be playing tomorrow except for Highsmith. Corey Trice had that 21 days before the IR. And hopefully he gets back in, because I do like Corey Trice. I picked him in the offseason. And I think I gave him some votes in our Tuesday show, and I just think that, they can. And Boz gets the special, AFC Special Teams player. He gets awards over awards. He could be the MVP for the Steelers this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, here's the other thing. Afton's asking, do they miss Frazier? Yeah, absolutely they do. But I don't know if he's going to be out this week. What's the word on Frazier? I haven't seen anything. Let me look.
Who? Zach?
Yeah, let me see.
He's starting. He's good. He's good. He's not hurt. Yeah, well, on the 5-yard line, Burns, I would take even on the 3-yard line. I don't know if they would.
No, I don't see any news on Frazier.
Yeah, I mean, no, he's fine. He's good to go.
Yeah.
Like the only person that truly is out is Highsmith.
Yeah, that's out.
Yeah, and fundamentals, they can work on some red zone offense though. Maybe the fundamentals of actually putting in, and they're probably working on the Justin Fields red zone or short yardage plays.
Is Fields I'm going to ask Daredevil, is Fields the holder for the
No.
Oh, fake punt with Fields. No, not fake punt.
I don't know if they would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that fake punt was good, but not on the 8-yard line.
Where they like pretend they kick it, but they throw it.
I'm sorry. She meant this WVU Miss Frazier.
Oh, absolutely. They have a monster offensive lineman there. Kid filling in. They have some good offensive linemen. It's just there's just some missing pieces, and they can't put all three sides of the football together. Special teams will play good, the defense will play like crap. Offense will look good, defense looks like shit. It's coaching. Anyway.
Well, and the thing about the Steelers is the defense, special teams, and now the offense is better. The offense is better than it has been in a couple years. The offense is probably just where it was before. I'm going to say, okay, now I'll ask you this. Do you think this team is better at 8-2 than they were when they were with Ben, when they were 11-0 going into Washington during that COVID year?
No.
You don't think they are? Now, you don't think they're better now?
2020.
You think they were better during the COVID year with Ben when they had nobody there and they had Chase Claypool, and you think they were better?
I'm thinking like 2018-19 they were better, but not 2020.
Okay, because I'm thinking this team here is better in all facets of the game, even though, okay, Ben is not around anymore. I think this team here is better now than they were at that year when they were during the COVID, where they were 11-0 and they lost to Washington, and then they had like a 5-game losing streak. Because I think they had a lot of drama and they had to deal with COVID and all that crap. And I think this team here is very, very focused, and I think they are.
They hit the wall hard that season. It just went to shit.
Wow, that offense was shitty too. Yeah. That was the jet sweeps with Chase Claypool getting 10 touchdowns. I'm happy that he's going to be playing tomorrow, so I'll take it. Okay. Okay. Well, I thought it was the 12 or 8. They're better now. Hey, Paul, what's up from Black Ridge? Okay. Then me and TJ are on the same page. Uh-oh, what about that one?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to happen. I'm going to feed my guinea pig. He's making noise. Bear with me, kids.
Oh, Jesus Christ. God. This is the craziest podcast ever. Between, somebody calling me or my tortoise or technical difficulty and
oh yeah, but hey, that makes it great because you know what? I can't do it.
This is live.
Like it's like
oh yeah. Well, and I used to have 2 tortoises. They were used to go. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah, you had homosexual tortoises making.
No, there were 2 guys. There were 2 males.
Yeah, they're making gay love, and that's what was happening.
They were wrestling around.
Yeah,
I agree with that 99. I think if we were better offensively in the red zone a little bit, we'd be good to go. We're missing the pigeons. I don't have any birds. I got 3 cats upstairs. Yeah. Athens thinks it's funny. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I just think we were barely getting by in those games because we had Ben. But I just think this team is more dialed in. and look, we always have Ravens. These Ravens are always tight. And Derrick Henry only got 75 yards, and he didn't run all over us, and they got away from running. I think Harbaugh is a jamoke, but hey, it is what it is. Justin Tucker was blaming the field. Boswell was kicking the field goal. It's just the same on the same field as we talked about last night. So I mean, it's just it is what it is. We're 2 games into the gauntlet, and Thursday night on a short week, we have to face one of our hated opponents, as in Cleveland. And I'm still bitter because we lost to the playoff game against them.
December 8th, they got to play them again. So I mean, that's
we got to play them in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so we play Cleveland, Cincinnati, Cleveland. So if we go 3-0 in this, we're already at 12.
Would you take 2-1? I would.
I don't want to lose it all, but you know what I mean. I have to realize. Look,
they're going to lose. They're going to lose 1 out of 3 games. Okay.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm gonna take the Pittsburgh Steelers every game. As crazy as it sounds, I am not like in it for like. I'm just in it as a fan. I'm a fan, and I understand they're not going to win every game.
There's not many teams that make a run into the playoffs if they don't have any losses. And look back on history. There's not very many teams that do that.
Well, I think if they split with anybody, it's going to be Cincinnati. I think they could sweep if they sweep the Ravens and sweep Cleveland and lose 1 in the division. I'm okay with that.
Me too. That's what I'm saying. That would be huge. I mean, imagine going back a few months.
And let's put it this way. As a gambler, I'll take the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, I'll take the Kansas City Chiefs in Christmas, and we barely get Eagles barely beat us. I'll take that. Or, okay, get this scenario. This is crazy. We beat Philadelphia for the first time that any of us were all alive, because none of us were alive the last time they won. Okay, we barely lose to the Chiefs on Christmas. Comes down to something, okay? But I'd rather beat the fucking Chiefs in the playoffs than in the regular season.
True.
Of course.
Yeah,
but also, too, where does Buffalo... Buffalo could be now this Kansas City, but also too, this Kansas City game could be for second place in the AFC. So we'll have to wait. We'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. You know what I mean? So
I think what would be really neat, and if you have to take a loss, I would say a Cincinnati loss, even a Browns loss, and then you sweep the Ravens.
Okay.
You beat Kansas City and you beat the Eagles. That's a statement.
Okay. I'll go with that. That would be 4-2 in our division. And then so that'd be 12. That'd be 12, 13, 14. That means we're 14.
If you rest people last game against Cincinnati if everything lines up and you have a solid second spot.
Right. If we got say we got second place. Well, we got to buy. Russell Wilson is sitting.
That's what I'm saying.
Najee will be sitting. You know what I mean? TJ Watt will definitely be sitting.
And if you lose that last game against Cincinnati, so be it. You already have your spot secured.
Yeah. I hate when they do that, but that's why everybody in fantasy goes the week before.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, if it could have won, I just let it take one. I mean, I'm just looking at very different situations. And just going out and doing whatever. Like, look, tomorrow night we go into Cleveland, we beat them, we're 9-2, and then we don't play anybody till next Saturday or Sunday when we play Cincinnati. We still have, we got the extra couple days off. They're not going to practice nothing and probably until, Sunday or whatever or Monday. So, if they beat Cleveland, they're going to get a couple days off. So, and I mean, I know it's hard, beating the Ravens and going right into a short week. It's nothing that we, really truly want, but that's what they did. That's the, scheduling that the schedule gods that put it to us. You know what I mean? So just have to deal with it. And then tomorrow, we'll give our scores and we'll give our 3 keys to victory and, you know. Oh, thank you. Well, Mark's doing a game tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you can tune in with us for a little bit and then pop over to Mark's.
Well, yeah, because we can't get crazy on Mark's because Mark's is a podcast that's making money. I think if I go off and curse and stuff, it'll be, and I mean we're good. Like I'm happy with where we're at.
Yeah, I like playing stupid videos every now and then and making fun of stuff.
I mean, I did a couple videos. I did that live the other day. I went through and talked about the news, Steeler news, and I'm not real used to that because, like I said, it's different than Facebook Live. Facebook Live, and I'm still working on that because those people, they're just
about the Facebook people.
I know, but they're like 200-300 Steeler fans that are on my personal page, and I'm not talking Steelers.
No.
Like I just don't know how they don't get it. Like they're not thinking straight. Like they're adding me because I do Steeler stuff, but I don't do Steeler stuff on my personal page anymore where I used to.
Oh, Tom from MySpace hasn't come over either, and I'm pretty sad about that.
Well, thanks, Paul. I mean, but they're out there. I mean, if I get everybody that's on my Facebook that are Steeler fans who I don't even know, like I don't fucking know who they are.
No.
Like I added them due to Steeler fans, hoping they would go to the Steeler Dynasty Facebook page. Like we got 500 people on that. I got 2,500 people on my personal page, but I'm talking wrestling. I'm talking like funny stuff. I'm talking pulp culture. I'm not doing any Steeler stuff on my personal page.
Jared Devil says, I'll be popping through the Steelers verse tomorrow.
Well, we'll shrink. I'll try to shrink down like Ant-Man and be in the Quantum Mania realm.
Hey, so yeah, Afton, yeah, in your high school, you're definitely younger than we are. So check this out. So Mucky Duck, I'm gonna make something with Mucky Duck tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do some.
Well, there it is. This show is sponsored by www.morethanmustard.com.
Yeah.
And you know what Tammy told me? Tammy's like, hey, hon, don't tell him that barbecue sauce is really, really spicy. It's very good.
It's not
because
spicy.
I put it on a hoagie and I ate it with pretzels.
Yeah.
But you can't like I tell people at work and stuff. I was like, you really can't. It's like a little bit of mustard and a little bit of sauce. You don't go wasting a whole bottle.
It has a ting to it. It's like a mild wing. Like
yeah.
Like you're like, oh, that's good.
But also too, this stuff is not your. It's like a Yunzer type Grey Poupon kind of mustard. It ain't like French's. I don't know if you guys eat French's mustard, but it's not like. It's just there's a good. I mean, you have to order it. I mean, I would like to buy a couple bottles and give them away as gifts.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can do stuff like that.
I'm gonna do some Gildan sweatshirts.
So well, I'm an early. Yeah, I mean we're both in the '80s too.
Yeah.
Shane, I was born 1971, so 1980 I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
If that means anything. No, it doesn't taste like vinegar.
Elf doll. Afton had an elf doll. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was a G.I. Joe guy.
I like G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe. What else?
G.I. Joe collection about 5 years ago. I had.
I do have. I'm going on a comic book realm. I have the volume 1 of G.I. Joe, the whole collection.
That's cool. They just made like a combined, like you can buy a hard copy with volume 1.
Those omnibuses are so expensive. They're like $100 and some.
Yeah, you're getting them all in one. I'm thinking about getting them just.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, I agree. Here's the thing, Paul. You got
December 7th in Indiana, downtown.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys are just. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
I don't know how, and I don't care how all these other people get all these ratings and all this stuff is because they got interns and people running the desk and running whatever. I don't care. Like, we don't do anything scripted. I mean, back in the day when it was just me, Mav, and Cable, it wasn't scripted. But we weren't, like the most audio that I got on our Spotify was when we interviewed Mav's buddy that did comic book, like Japanese animation.
Yeah.
Okay, so this show is also on the Triple B Experience for audio. So our audio podcast is, this Dynasty is under the Triple B Experience because I'm not paying for another Buzzsprout. You know what I mean? So I just put everything on one and just put everything as a smorgasbord because the audio podcasting is different than the video YouTube stuff, I believe. You know? I never got it. And speaking of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, when I was a kid, I had the first issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in my hand and G.I. Joe, and I put the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles back on the shelf.
Well, do you see like in the '97 first edition of Harry Potter's going for like $100,000?
No, I've never been into that. Don't get me wrong, I like Lord of the Rings, but you know what kind of movie I like that's like that fantasy and shit is Excalibur. I like King, I used to like the Dukes too. But you know what I used to like was Magnum PI.
That was a good show. Magnum PI. I love
Magnum PI, and then there was a stupid show when I was a kid called Manimal, and a guy could turn into a Black Panther.
And then the A-Team.
And a hawk. And you know what other show I like? Oh my God, we're going to have to Airwolf.
Oh, Airwolf was so
I loved Airwolf.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. The car was the part. Well, Dukes of Hazzard, when I was a kid, it was Dukes of Hazzard and the Incredible Hulk with Lou Ferrigno.
Yep.
Which was, I like the Hulk.
Show. Kiss had a show too.
That's how I study languages. Is that what you do for a living, dear? Because I'm sure that my grammar language is messed up. MacGyver was good too. He could change a word with duct tape and a piece of gum.
And a paper clip. Yeah.
Yeah, he can. Yeah. There was. I think back in the day there was better shows back then. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, this ain't the Experience show, but we can get whatever.
Guys, we're talking about this because tomorrow night's going to be all football. So
yeah, it's all football.
So
yeah, did you watch The Penguin yet? You done with that?
I did finish Agatha. That.
Okay, what'd you think of that?
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, because then they're expanding her. She's going to be out and about and still, Marvel is slowly not putting stuff out there all the time because you know what I just saw before I just saw in their banner, their Marvel Disney banner, they took out the She-Hulk and they put Deadpool in. They took her out and put Deadpool in. And she was pissed because she got cut from them scenes. But honestly, she should have never been in. I mean, I know they do the fourth wall in the comic books, and she was part of that too with Deadpool. But,
Yeah, when they had Lizzo in there twerking, that's when.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
No, I just
you did. Oh, okay.
Back to the Steelers and languages. So yeah, currently in Spanish and German, new languages next year. Huh.
Yeah. I think sometimes maybe I'm too passionate and I swear too much, and that probably is a downtrodden to the Steelers organization because one time when I know Mark had Merrill Hodge on his show. I almost had Merrill Hodge. And his wife looks at all the podcasts, and he never wrote me back.
I'm going to be a foil here.
Okay.
I think most fans nowadays don't give two shits about Merrill Hodge or Louis Lips or the history of the Steelers. They just like their attention span is just right now. I might be wrong, chat, but that's what I'm thinking.
No, you could be right. I mean, if I could get somebody, I mean anybody. Yeah, that was a good movie. I just saw a picture of who was it? Was it Alan Faneca and Veruela at the Steeler game Sunday? And they looked like they're about 235 pounds.
Yeah.
Because all those offensive linemen, once they retire, they lose a lot of weight, like tons of weight. because they're not eating 6,000 calories. I mean, if we could get any Steeler, I mean, there was a one Steeler from the 70s that wanted me to pay him like $100. I'm like, I'm not paying you $100, especially when I got WWE Hall of Famers on my Experience show. And I never paid anybody. I got.
Yeah.
That was DeCastro.
Castro.
I'm sorry. I thought it was. I'm sorry. I got the wrong one. Yeah. Oh, congratulations.
Good job, Afton.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what state again? I can't remember because I've had concussions. That's a hard job too, being run to make sure
we get a little bit. Well, the other thing too is we go down rabbit holes. We start talking about food, and I can't help.
I know we talk about different, but it's still a Steeler podcast. But this is the only Steeler podcast that can talk about 17 different things and then tie it into a Steelers thing with a nice bow. Kansas City. Oh, okay. Oh, you're welcome. Awesome. Congratulations.
If you're a Steelers fan and you don't know what a cookie table is, we need to educate you on that so you can be
well, because we're from Western Pennsylvania.
You got to be the complete Steelers fan. You got to freaking actually eat and that's just it. I'm thinking about like for the party, bringing some.
Yeah, Paul, I need to make some short. I know, and I try to do some stuff, and it just doesn't work. My editing skills are terrible.
Doing your shorts, you're doing Bubba. They're
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm happy with what we're doing on this show and what I'm doing on the other show. I mean, I just, with the situation, that happened this past last week was.
I got to ask Afton a question. This is off of down
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
If you listen to the band Kansas when you're in Kansas, does that open a dimensional porthole? Does it like a wormhole open up?
Oh.
If you're listening to the band Kansas, if you're in Kansas, just wondered.
Do they have? Let me ask you, Afton. Do they have a Wizard of Oz museum in Kansas?
I'm sure they do.
I don't know. I'm just asking. And that would suck being in that state because all you see is red jerseys.
I used to own a house in Missouri up until about 6 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a house there for about 10 years.
It puts you in the darkest time.
Know about me?
No, you're a worldly traveler.
Yeah.
You got some good stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been. I think the furthest west I've ever been is Michigan. When I was wrestling, I wrestled in Michigan a couple times, and I think that was it. I mean, I did go to the Pontiac Silverdome and recreate the Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan thing in the parking lot, but that was it. Oh, maybe there is a yellow brick road. Well, hopefully that yellow brick road goes through Heinz Field and takes us right to the Super Bowl. Would be great.
I usually ask Bubba about like pick out of a decade, pick a defensive player from the Steelers. Now I'm going to get real serious here, guys. You ready? You ready, Bubba? This one's going to blow your mind. You won't be
ready
to answer this question. Okay.
Okay.
What do you think? Eaton Park or Perkins?
Oh, well, here's where I sway you.
Okay, sell me.
It's Denny's.
Denny's.
Yep, I love Denny's.
Really? Where's there a Denny's like around here?
In Latrobe.
Oh,
in Latrobe, Pennsylvania is the best Denny's around, but I think they're closing a lot of them. And I love to go to Denny's and get pancakes and a milkshake and a burger.
A burger.
Yeah, I don't like Eaton Park anymore, and I don't like now between Perkins and Eaton Park, would be Perkins.
Perkins all day long.
But if I threw in Denny's, it's Denny's.
Yeah, the only Denny's I know is the one in Cranberry, and that's the last one I went to.
Okay, well, in Latrobe, if anybody lives in close to Latrobe, or actually, if you go to training camp in Latrobe and you want to go to Denny's, that's and you know what? Speaking of Greensburg, did you see Jay Leno fucking fell down a hill in Greensburg?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe. Tammy said he should. Tammy used to work at the hotel, and if he would have fell down that hill, he would have broke his fucking neck.
Is that the hill he broke down? The one where Tammy used to work at a hotel?
Yeah, by Sharky's or not? No, No, in Monroeville or Greensburg. She used to work on the one up on the left hand side, right behind Best Buy.
What was he doing there?
I think I don't know. Maybe he was buying cars or something. I seen him on TMZ. I know we're getting off topic. I seen him on TMZ with an eye patch, like he was a captain of the pirate ship. His whole face was bruised.
It was purple.
I mean, he must have rolled down the goddamn hill, and then I didn't know it was in Greensburg. Oh, Paul. Okay, he was doing it at the Palace Theater. Oh, thanks, Paul. And he's like 70-some years old. I like Jay Leno.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Bubba, how are you doing today?
But you know what, though? I like Johnny Carson better.
Oh, yeah.
Carson was the shit because Carson didn't get political. He just interviewed his guests. But, yeah, he was messed up. I saw that. Sometimes I see a lot of stuff before we do the show. You know, oh, I got some good news. Hold on. I just seen it. Just come up on my thing. Steelers get veteran tight end for the Browns game. Pittsburgh Steelers veteran tight end McCole Pruitt does not have an injury designation for Thursday night's game against the Cleveland Browns, which means he'll be good to go.
I saw that.
Nose tackle Keanu Benton and cornerback Joey Porter's shin contusion also didn't have any injury design and will be active. There you go.
Isn't he a Japanese?
Hot off the press, people. Steelers news every minute on the hour, man.
No, wait a second. I think shin contusion is a LA Dodgers Japanese baseball player.
Hey, Joey Porter had that nice tackle on Lamar Jackson and stopped that 2-point conversion. Fantastic. I think they were in disarray. He could be active. He could be.
What does this remind you of, Bubba? Tucker missing the field goals.
Dude, he just was looking for excuses. You know, Boswell is the Wizard of Oz, man. Before you came on as a co-host, Boz was always my Steeler player of the game.
Oh, I know.
Most of the time.
Watching you and guys, before I was on here, I was always like Bubba's. I was on here chatting with Bubba. Hey, Bubba. After the show, call him up. Hey, Bubba.
And look where we're at now. We're getting sponsored by Mucky Duck Mustard.
Yep.
We're getting checks. We're meeting people all across the world. We got a cool-ass community and chat. And God bless these people, because I can't even get my friends. Well, God bless Burns for coming in here. But a lot of people I know don't. I'm not kissing anybody's ass. They just don't get what we're jiving, and they're Steeler fans. I'm like, hey, watch it. But it's hard to get people, because I understand that, because doing wrestling when I used to wrestle, and now that I'm promoting, it's hard to get people that you know to support you. And I'm sure Paul has that effect when he's in his band and doing stuff. It's very hard. But I mean, they're kicking ass and taking names. But
life happens. You know, it's hard with you have other obligations, or maybe kids, or maybe you're active with the church, or well, I'm not active with the church, but you know,
you're not active in the church.
No, I'm not.
Well, God bless you.
No, but I'm just saying, it's just one of those things that, you know, life gets ahead of you. Maybe you have to work an extra shift. Maybe it's hard to stay up, but we appreciate. What I'm saying is, I appreciate everyone on here.
Oh, I totally do. This stuff here, without a script, without like political stuff, you know, like if you're doing a podcast, a big time podcast, I'm sure you have to have everything tightly and, you know, yeah, that's true. It's about getting asses in the podcast too, you know. So
I think some of you guys in the chat are asses.
Well, no, we don't have the stuff that like Mark has. Mark has some people come in and, you know, he has to block them. Like, we blocked like one person since we started.
You know what? I had a guy come on and call me an idiot, and he was
why in a West Virginia show.
Yeah, because I can't even remember what I said. Oh, I said something about this quarterback being better, and he came in and won 2 games for the Mountaineers.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey man, I want to hear your opinion. So why do you think I'm an idiot? Tell me why. And that's what I asked him on the show. So
what did he say?
Opinion to me, I want to hear it. But you know, call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Well, look at me. I don't think I was ever late. I never, you know. No, well, no, you're cool. But also too, even if I was mad at something, I'm still gonna eat. I'm not pushing any food away. So, because I see people, especially where I work, they get mad and they self defeat and they won't eat their lunch. Like, come on, man. I'm like, I'll eat your fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich if you're gonna fucking cry about it. So I did last week. I'm like, hey, I'll eat it. So I did. You know?
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now I did say
no, steak peanut butter and jelly sandwiches suck. But you know what? They're free.
They're free. Neighbor kid was over, and he's like 17 or 18. He said he was allergic to peanuts, and I didn't hear him because I have tinnitus.
Oh, you got to watch that.
I thought he was allergic to penis. And I said, he's like, yeah. I said,
oh God, you're gonna have his parents calling you up on the phone.
I said, well, you're not going to eat either of them here. I'll guarantee that.
That's funny.
I said,
oh my God, is that funny? Oh God, that is funny.
I thought he said penis.
That's funny. That is funny. So, okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna you know, we're glad that we beat the Ravens. We're happy. I'm happy they beat the Ravens. We're 8-2 going in tomorrow night. If you live in the Western Pennsylvania area, you can get it on WPXI. If not, it'll be on Amazon Prime for the whole world to see. And we will be there. Hopefully, it don't buff. And we will be there. We're gonna go at 7:30. Your mind's in the gutter. We're gonna go at 7:30. Oh, thanks you, Afton. Thank you so much. And I know you guys are going to be bopping in on Mark stuff, and we know, and we're cool with that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, thank you. And if Mark gets me on after, it's going to be a long Friday for me.
No, I can't do that tomorrow.
I might because I'll be pumped up. Because if they win, I can't go to fucking sleep.
I'm looking at my calendar because I have my calendar up.
Uh-huh.
And I took Friday off, so
I can go into work with an hour's sleep. I don't do any energy drinks anymore, so I'm good.
An hour's sleep.
You know. Oh, thanks, guys. We appreciate it. And before we get out of here, once again, this show is sponsored by Mucky Duck Mustard. www.morethanmustard.com. You guys can order it online. It makes great Christmas gifts. You can bring the mustard for Thanksgiving and make pretzels and put turkey in it and all that stuff. I didn't try turkey yet.
If you don't like an in-law, you can wrap it up and say, go muck yourself, and just give them a spicy
yeah, that's true.
Stay up at night.
Oh, thanks, Tom. Thank you, guys. So we'll see everybody tomorrow night. Get ready. It's another gauntlet matchup. The Pittsburgh Steelers against the Cleveland Brownies. And I hate the fucking Brownies like I hate the Ravens and I hate Cincinnati. I hate the whole division. And I'll watch it on HBO. And hopefully they paint us in a great light because that's the way they should paint us. I assume
it'll be on
Amazon Prime, or if you get WPXI.
Now, Kelly, here's the thing. I think if we do like a private stream, we can have like a watch party if we do like a private stream, but then I don't know how to broadcast that.
I don't know how you do that.
Joey does private streams of stuff, and he gave me that idea for you, Kelly. So I'd have to get in the StreamYard and like.
Well, here's what I used to do. When we used to do WWE AEW pay-per-views, me, Cable, and Mav.
Yeah.
What I did was I turned the webcam to the TV, and boom, the whole picture was on the StreamYard, and we would just chit chat while they were watching it on the StreamYard, and I was watching it on my TV. So it can be done, but the problem is for us to set it up, we can't have the game played.
Yeah, we can't.
Right.
Podcast and do it. Shit.
Right. Now wrestling shit. Well, the thing was, Shane, it was just the three of us. I didn't go live.
That's just it. If it was just us watching it, we could do a watch party with us. But Kelly, we'll put the score up we'll keep the score running, and I'll.
Oh yeah, I don't want to get help. Yeah, they have a whole giant building of looking for stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just like WWE. They're interns. The WWE interns, if they see anything on the internet about something, you'll get a cease and desist in the mail. Now, I'm always hoping that I always had a cease and desist from Vince McMahon, but it never happened. But also, too, they would also look at independents for ideas for wrestler gimmicks. That's how they did that. But, yeah, you would have to do it where you're just streaming between, like, the three of us, and you can't do a show like that. So, but, hey, we'll get you the score. We'll get you the score. We'll try to do the play-by-play as best I can. I'm getting my football color commentating up. I'm not like John Madden.
As it's happening, and what I'll do is maybe try to delay it a little bit so Bubba's on the same page.
Nah, it's okay. I think people watch me. I'm intensely watching the TV, and then I'm not looking at the chats because sometimes like 412 will say it in the chat, and I don't look at the chat because I don't want it. I don't look, so I'm looking at the TV because you're getting real deal expressions when I see the plays. But my problem is I never, like, when I'm not watching a game, I might bitch a little bit and get hyper and but I think it's added pressure or it's more whatever. Because I was like that when I used to watch a game at Rose Inn and stuff. When I was watching it with people, I would get very vocal. Like watching it by myself, who am I going to talk to? Myself?
It's like watching a movie. You should do a 23andMe, like one of those DNA things, see what because I that's how I knew I had 18% North African, because I get loud in movie theaters.
Oh, I'm pretty quiet.
I yell at the screen and like.
No, I kind of chuckle at movie theaters. I just don't. Yeah, I don't go crazy. I know the end game. People were talking. I'm like, hey kids, you better shut up because I paid money to watch this movie.
Yep.
Oh, well, thanks, Cal. Well, tomorrow you'll see my reaction, and we'll do color commentating. We're gonna go live at 7:30. I'm gonna go hit the gym after work and get ready, and I'm gonna set everything up tonight and get everything ready. So like I said, guys, hey, God bless you, because we do appreciate you guys, seriously. And this is awesome, and we appreciate that we're part of your Steeler community. And without you guys, we could not do this at all. So I and Shane does a lot of stuff. And, Mark helped us out, helping out. It was great, too. And it's just a big community, and we just try to help each other out. So. But, okay, Shane, we're going to get ready for tomorrow. So thank you guys for tuning in.
You want to
Shane, how do you like the new intro music?
I love the new intro music. I think it's great. I love the siren. I need more siren.
Okay. Well, I figured it was like a bomb going off. Hopefully it won't be copyrighted. We'll see. But also, too, ladies and gentlemen, once I get my Buzzsprout, because I'll get my debit card next week, because I can't make any payments on my debit card to pay any bills, because everything's got, unless it's coming out of my account, in my bank account. But StreamYard and all this other stuff does not come out. They come out of debit cards, not bank accounts. So I will download it, and this will be on whenever I can. I still audio it. So if you guys ever want to, listen to it while you're driving or into gym or something, it's good to go. I don't know if I'm going to be drinking tomorrow because I got to work tomorrow. But you never know. I need more cowbell. That's good. Will Ferrell's pretty funny, even though he's a little crazy now. So, okay, Shane, I'm going to get out of here before I keep talking for hours, because I can talk till the cows come home. So, thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys tomorrow. And you guys have a great night, and get ready for the Steelers, Cleveland Browns live watch party. Good night, Shane.
Good night, Bubba.